everyone, myself Suhasini Hazarika, and today I am going to talk about loadings on wetland due to atmospheric deposition.
Wetland plays an important role in global biogeochemical cycle. Wetlands are increasingly at risk from pollution, threatening the drinking water supply for millions and reducing biodiversity. But at the same time, wetlands are also provided as a solution to the problem. With the development of agriculture and industry, the increasing rate of human exploitation and modification of the environment adversely affected the health of wetlands. There are a number of reasons attached to deteriorating wetland, but I am going to talk about the effect of atmospheric deposition on wetland and its ecosystem. So, what is atmospheric deposition? Atmospheric deposition is a transport process for gases and particles from the atmosphere to the terrestrial and aquatic surfaces. This process is an important part of biogeochemical cycling of various chemicals in natural and anthropogenic sources. Gases and particles are transported with air masses and undergo dry and wet deposition from the air to water and land. Atmospheric constituents such as ozone, nitrogen, and sulfur containing compounds and particulate matter can find their way into soil, marine, and freshwater bodies and plant and animal tissue through these naturally occurring processes. Dry deposition is the free fall to the earth directly from the atmosphere of atmospheric trace gases and particulate matter. Wet deposition is the process whereby atmospheric gases mix with the suspended water in the atmosphere and are then washed out through rain, snow, or fog. A water body and prevailing air transfer various nutrients and gases between them. Wetlands transfer to the atmosphere globally significant quantities of methane and reduce sulfur gases. Coastal masses may function as net sinks for nitrous oxide. Because of anaerobic nature of their soils, wetlands act as sinks for organic carbon. When we are talking about the relationship between water body and atmosphere, a major concern is acid rain. Acidic precipitation can be caused by natural and man-made activities, such as from cars and in the generation of electricity. The precursor or chemical forerunners of acid rain formation result from both natural sources such as volcanoes and decaying vegetation and man-made sources, primarily emission of sulfur dioxide and nitrogen oxide resulting from fossil fuel combustion. The burning of fossil fuels by power production industries releases sulfur into the air, which is later combines with oxygen to form sulfur dioxide. Exhaust from cars cause the formation of nitrogen oxide in the air. From these gases, airborne sulfuric acid and nitric acid can be formed and be dissolved in water vapor in the air. The source of acid rain gases can be local, or these gases carried for hundreds and thousands of kilometers in the atmosphere by winds, which is also called as transboundary movement. That is why forests and lakes in the countryside can be harmed by acid rain that originates in cities. The ecological effects of acid rain are most clearly seen in aquatic environment, such as streams, lakes, and marshes, where it can be harmful to fish and other wildlife. Some types of plant and animal are able to tolerate acidic water. Others, however, are acid sensitive and will be lost as the pH declines. Generally, the young of the most species are more sensitive to environmental conditions than adults. At pH 5, most fish eggs cannot hatch. At lower pH level, some adult fish die. Some acidic lakes have no fish, even if a species of fish or animal can tolerate moderately acidic water, the animals or plants it eats might not. For example, frogs have a critical pH around 4, but the mayflies they eat are more sensitive and may not survive pH below 5.5. Increasing acid escalates the mobility of certain trace metals like aluminium, cadmium, manganese, iron, arsenic, and mercury. Species that are sensitive to these metals, particularly fish, can suffer as a result. The effect of acidification of aluminium mobility has received the most attention because this metal is highly toxic to fish. But the negative effects of increasing level of cadmium and mercury are becoming better known. In areas where buffering capacity is low, acid deposition also releases aluminium from soils into lakes and streams, further exacerbating acidity and toxicity problems. Along with decreasing the pH level, loading of nitrogen compounds in wetland has both harmful as well as beneficial impacts. The rise in anthropogenic releases of nitrogen oxide and ammonia to the atmosphere increases the deposition of biologically available forms of nitrogen onto the landscape with potential effects on productivity and community structure. On one side, deposition of nitrogen and phosphorus can be regarded as additional transport of nutrients to plants. For instance, enrichment of nutrients in water bodies cause excessive growth of plants and algae, a phenomenon known as eutrophication, and can lead to algal blooms and may result in oxygen deprivation of the water body, with detrimental effects for the plants and animals. Food chain dynamics may also be disrupted. The wetlands have been increasingly attractive to whole particulate matter related research because they play an important role in regulating, intercepting, and removing PM10 and PM2.5. Many studies have drawn the conclusion that wetlands can remove particulate matter from the atmosphere to land surfaces to some extent by changing the micrometeorological condition, by increasing the atmospheric relative humidity and lowering the temperature within a certain range in wetland, thus promoting particulate matter deposition. Besides, plants grown in wetlands such as Phragmites australis, Typha angustifolia, and Canna indica tend to improve the air quality by changing the microenvironment of particles. Moreover, some water-soluble ions could dissolve in the water, leading to the decrease of particle concentration. So, to clean and manage the wetlands, different practices are implemented. Coming to what are the practices we should adopt to reduce air pollutant loadings on receiving water body. So first, we have to reduce air pollution, right? By using green energy sources like solar energy and wind energy, and by using public transport services or bicycle to reach our destination, we can control the air pollution.
Wetlands are very sensitive systems and they provide many services to the human population. So it's our responsibility to look after these water bodies and make our world healthy and sustainable.